Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we have a bit of a mission, really tailored just for you listening. We're diving into, well, a pretty big stack of recent this AI News Digest, and we're going to try and filter out the noise. We aren't really here for the vague buzzwords. Our goal is to pull out the critical insights, the things that show where AI is, actually making a measurable, transformative impact right now.
Exactly. Our sources today really show that AI is way beyond just some niche tech trend. It's becoming a fundamental force. It's changing how whole systems operate.
Yeah, from huge global public health strategies like you see in the reports, all the way down to, believe it or not, a single brushstroke in an art gallery. It's an amazing range.
And that's the key synthesis we want to provide. For anyone looking to quickly get a handle on this across different fields, we're pulling together specific recent advances. We'll look at four main areas: public health, renewable energy, personalized education, and even the creative arts.
Right, showing the common thread, perhaps.
That's the idea. The common engine really is optimization. That's what links these breakthroughs, whether you're optimizing health outcomes or artistic expression.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with maybe the highest stakes application, public health. Our sources are highlighting some really groundbreaking research. AI predicting disease outbreaks. That sounds like a shift.
It really is. Moving away from just reacting towards, actual prevention.
So what makes it groundbreaking now? We've had predictive models before, haven't we?
We have, but the level of accuracy here is what's turning heads. Researchers have developed an AI that crunches, just vast amounts of health data, historically separate data sets, using machine learning. It's not just tracking current outbreaks.
It's forecasting.
Exactly. It's forecasting where the next one is likely to pop up, and with pretty impressive confidence levels, according to the reports.
Wow. Okay, like an epidemiological crystal ball. But, prediction's only as good as its inputs. What kind of data are we talking about? It must go beyond just hospital numbers, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's where the complexity comes in, and frankly, the brilliance. The AI looks at massive data sets covering three sort of core categories.
Which are?
Climate change indicators, human mobility patterns, and socioeconomic variables.
Okay, unpack that a bit. What does that actually mean in terms of data?
Well, think about it. For human mobility, it might be using anonymized data, maybe from public transport logs or aggregated mobile data showing how populations are moving around.
Right.
For socioeconomic factors, it's looking at things like housing density, access to clean water in certain regions, resource allocation, things like that.
I see.
And for climate, maybe specific shifts in temperature, humidity, rainfall patterns that are known to affect disease vectors. The AI is trained to spot correlations between these things.
So like a certain change in humidity plus a certain pattern of people moving in an area with poor sanitation that might signal a risk.
Precisely. A pattern that often precedes, say, a specific virus getting a foothold. It spots these subtle signals that a human analyst looking at spreadsheets might just miss.
That completely changes the game, doesn't it? You're identifying vulnerability potentially months ahead, before the first person even feels sick.
Exactly. It shifts the whole strategy from scrambling after an outbreak hits, that reactive scramble we always see, to being genuinely proactive.
And so what of that is resource allocation?
That's a huge part of it, yeah. Public health authorities operate with limited resources, always. With high certainty that these three neighborhoods are at higher risk in the next 3 months.
You can act now. Pre-position vaccines, maybe. Run targeted awareness campaigns.
You got it. The source material really emphasizes this. This kind of preemptive action dramatically increases the chance of containing an outbreak quickly, efficiently, and ultimately, it saves lives. It's strategic efficiency driven by AI.
That's incredibly powerful. A clear case of AI tackling a massive, complex global issue. Okay, let's pivot now. Same core idea, data-driven optimization, but a totally different field.
Where are we heading?
From human systems to natural systems. Let's talk energy, specifically how AI is helping make our green energy infrastructure, like wind turbines, more sustainable and efficient.
Ah, yes. Wind power. Crucial for clean energy, but as you know, wind itself is inherently unpredictable. Volatile.
Right. So how does AI help smooth that out?
Well, the sources detail this new AI-driven system being integrated into large wind farms. Its job is basically constant optimization.
In real time?
In real time, yes.
Okay.
It's all about continuous sensor feedback. Think of it almost like the complex systems in a race car, constantly monitoring everything.
Okay.
The AI is analyzing wind patterns, turbulence, even the tiny vibrations and stresses on the turbine itself, all measured in milliseconds.
So it's not just setting the blades for the average wind speed over the last hour, it's reacting instantly.
Instantly. Thousands of tiny adjustments. It calculates and executes the optimal tweak, maybe adjusting the blade pitch by a fraction of a degree to grab the absolute maximum energy from the wind available at that exact moment.
It's like peak performance management 24/7.
Pretty much. Regardless of whether it's gusty or calm.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me. The sources pointed out a dual benefit. It's not just about squeezing out more power, is it?
No, absolutely not. That's critical. It's also about sustainability and, frankly, economics. First, yes, maximizing output boosts clean energy production, helps meet demand.
Right.
But second, by constantly running the turbines at their scientifically calculated optimal settings, it actually reduces wear and tear.
So less stress on the machinery.
Exactly. Fewer minor stresses, fewer unnecessary vibrations. Over time, this significantly extends the lifespan of the turbines themselves.
Which means lower maintenance costs, more reliability.
Correct. It makes wind power more financially sustainable and dependable over the long haul, over decades. It's a really neat example of AI delivering both efficiency and longevity.
Okay, so we've gone from optimizing public health policy, which is huge and complex, down to optimizing the physical components of a giant machine. Let's shift gears again, still in the realm of efficiency, but now let's go into the classroom. AI optimizing the learning experience.
This one feels very relatable, I think. Anyone who values, efficient learning can see the potential here. The big challenge in education has always been that tension between standardized teaching and individual student needs.
The one-size-fits-all problem.
Right. And this AI program described in the sources aims to help teachers break out of that mold.
How does it work? Does the teacher have to spend hours inputting data? What's the process?
No, it's designed to be smarter than that. It analyzes specific student performance data automatically, and it goes beyond just the test score.
Okay, like what?
It measures things like which specific concepts did a student stumble over most often? How long did they spend on certain practice problems? Did they respond better to a visual explanation or a text-based one? It builds a nuanced profile. I see, so it gets a picture of how the student learns, not just what they scored.
Exactly. And based on that profile, the AI doesn't just flag a student as struggling, it actively tailors the next steps.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say a student is great at algebra, but keeps missing questions about geometric proofs. The AI might generate 3 new, very specific practice problems, focusing just on that weak spot. And maybe it presents them using a different kind of visual aid than the teacher used in the main lesson.
So it's acting like a personalized tutor, differentiating the work automatically. That must take a huge load off the teacher.
It seems to. The idea is it prevents the student who's struggling with fractions from falling further behind, but it also stops the student who's already mastered the material from getting bored.
Catering to both ends of the spectrum?
And the data mentioned in the sources suggests it works. It apparently improves both student engagement because the work feels relevant and achievable and actual learning outcomes. It's optimization applied right to how we learn.
Optimization again. Okay. We've talked health, energy, education, all areas where efficiency and metrics matter. Now, let's take a big leap into somewhere much more subjective. Creativity, the fine arts.
Right. Can AI optimize something as, messy and human as creativity?
It seems counterintuitive, but the sources mention AI collaborating with human artists. This isn't AI making art on its own.
No, not in this case. This is different. The reports highlighted a recent exhibition showcasing pieces created by human artists working alongside AI. They actually called the AI a co-pilot in some instances.
A co-pilot. That changes the dynamic, doesn't it? It's not just a tool like Photoshop or a fancy brush. It's more participatory.
That seems to be the idea. It's a partnership.
So what does that partnership actually produce? What's the unique result when you blend human intuition with machine precision?
Well, the pieces apparently show a level of technical mastery or complexity that maybe neither the human nor the AI could achieve alone. The human brings the core concept, the emotion, the story, the vision, the intuition, as you said.
The why.
Yes, the why. But the machine brings incredible technical execution. It can iterate hundreds of style variations in seconds. It can handle mind-bogglingly complex patterns or textures with perfect precision, things that might take a human artist weeks or months.
Can you give a specific example from the sources?
Yeah, one piece mentioned was an oil portrait, but the AI had meticulously blended the textures and brushstroke styles from, I think it was 24 different classical painters. Imagine trying to do that by hand. That level of micro detail and historical synthesis.
Wow. Yeah, that's beyond human capability, realistically. It creates something genuinely new then.
It seems so.
Yeah.
And that's why this collaboration is sparking these really deep conversations about, what creativity even is. Is it just the initial idea? Is it the final execution?
Right. It suggests AI isn't just automating boring tasks. It might actually be raising the technical ceiling for artists, allowing human intuition to go further because the machine handles the complex how.
That's a good way to put it. It potentially reframes artistic authorship. It's not just the hand holding the brush anymore. It's the mind guiding the concept, using a tool capable of near-perfect execution. It's that synthesis again.
Yeah.
The human why meets the machine how.
Okay, so we've journeyed through health, energy, education, and now art. Four very different worlds, all being reshaped by AI. So what does this all mean? Pulling it all together, what's the big takeaway theme you see running through all these examples?
I think the common thread really across all four sectors is this idea of using data synthesis, bringing together different kinds of information to achieve just unprecedented levels of optimization and deeper understanding.
Cessation and understanding.
Yeah. Whether you're optimizing a wind turbine's lifespan based on millisecond data, or predicting a disease outbreak using climate and mobility data, or tailoring a lesson plan based on how a student learns, or even finding the technically perfect way to express an artist's vision.
It's all about insight and efficiency.
Exactly. AI is delivering a level of insight and efficiency that just wasn't possible before. It takes these incredibly complex, often messy systems, natural systems, human systems, even creative processes, and helps turn them into something more manageable, more optimizable.
That's a really clear synthesis, and I think that art collaboration gives us maybe the most powerful final thought to leave you, the listener, with.
What's that?
Well, if AI can now successfully merge human intuition with machine precision in art, arguably the most subjective field, how quickly will we see that exact same blend revolutionizing the strategic thinking elsewhere, like in disease prediction or educational policy?
That's the fascinating question, isn't it? The machine provides the data, the speed, the precision. But the human still needs to bring the wisdom, the ethical framework, the overarching goals.
So the new frontier isn't necessarily AI replacing humans.
Perhaps not. Perhaps it's about defining how humans and machines work together, truly as co-creators, especially when tackling the really big, complicated problems. Finding that perfect point of fusion.
What is that new frontier when human intuition and machine precision are truly blended? Something to think about until our next deep dive. Thanks for joining us.